All right, and welcome back to another video. We just moved to the next field. It's a week later. We didn't dig for a little bit. Got into the next field. We're gonna count off our rows and see where we need to drive in, and then we'll get back to digging. 748 right here. So that is that side of the layer. I gotta take with these rows right here, and we'll go ahead and start our layer and start digging. Only the first field was ready, and we didn't want to dig the rest quite yet. And it's been now a week. We shut off all the pivots last week, so I think now it's go time. Now we're most likely going to be digging everything and hammer down.
Hey, stop, I need your wrench.
Well, looks like he was having issues again. Well, I'm trying to set in my new tractor. It's not a new tractor. We were short tractor. We only had 3 tractors here. The rest were all at our south farm. And then they finally brought down one more tractor, and we switched tractors because the 370 that was in front of here has a little bit more power. It seems to work a little bit. I think it has a better hydraulic system. It works better for the air seeder. So we switched tractors, put the new 370, or not the other 370 on front of this one. So now I gotta redo everything, redo my hydraulics, my hitch setting, everything. And first couple of seconds well, I've been trying to mess with mine. Before he's even in the field, a bar broke off like this. And now he needs a wrench. Pressing what I have here. If I can find a 9/16, that would be ideal. Perfect. Still got to see what kind of job I'm doing. I feel like I was cutting off way too much root. Yeah. I'm still adjusting mine. It was working only decent. Still trying to get mine dialed in. I have to redo all this. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But as far as the moisture, you know, that ain't not bad at all. This is what you would call dry wet. See, it's wet, but when you run it through your fingers, it just falls apart. But if you squeeze it hard enough, you can get a clump. But then you lightly break it, and it's sand. That's what it is. You want it to be the moisture of sand. But as you can tell, yeah, I'm chopping off way too much root. This is ridiculous. I need to get dialed in. This is a little insane. Fixed his digger. I think one of the bolts just snapped off for one of the bars that goes across. Came loose, bent the bar back. It was bent all sorts of, it was crooked, it was bad. But bent it back. I think he should be good to go now. I guess here at one spot I had it far enough out of the ground, which I guess I was chopping off a peanut because there's one missing right there. But I mean, that looks good right there. This is a very sandy field, as you can tell. Yeah, this is gonna dig nice, I think. Besides the fact that I'm cutting off way too much root. But a little bit of adjustments. Hopefully by the time I get to that end of the field, I'll have it dialed in, and we'll be back to where we were on the first field. Yeah, it didn't take long, and I got it figured out again. But at least it didn't take, you know, full day or a couple hours or something. It just took like, I don't know, 5 minutes. And I got it dialed in, or at least dialed in good enough. This field is for sure digging a lot better than the last field. I think it helps having it a little bit drier. And also the fact...
You know what model the 370 is?
No, I do not. Are there 3 other 370s having issues? Some sort of def code. So, trying to figure that issue. I think it also helps the fact that this is a lot sandier ground than the previous field was. The previous field had a lot more clay in it, It's a lot tighter soil. This is just, you know, this field here and the 60 acres that we got right beside us, these two fields, actually probably this whole section. Well, besides that field there, probably a 1/4 of it, probably not so much, but the rest of this, it's probably our sandiest soil that we have on our farm. It's very sandy. If you don't have any sort of cover, it will blow. It's very loose. It holds moisture, but it just, you know, if you don't got clumps on the top or claw, like when you're plowing, it does not take long, and it's like a desert. It's literally desert soil. There's one spot at the corner of that section. It's bad. You can have, if you just drive on the CRP on the corner, if you just drive there regularly, 2-wheel drive, you will get stuck. You're gonna sink in regardless. It is, when I say sandy, I mean it's sandy. But then again, for how sandy that is, I know a guy that he probably has some sandier soil than I do. So I'm grateful that's not as bad as some other fields that I've heard about. So today, digging peanuts. We're gonna see how much we can get knocked out today, because now we're kind of in the full swing. These peanuts should be ready. Last time we checked them, they were right at that 68%. We wanted them at 75. We didn't actually check them today. I mean, it's been a week, and they will for sure mature more than 75% in 1 week from 68. But we got to dig these peanuts out, because they're actually crushing pretty bad. There's dead plants all over. There's brown all over. You can kind of see it. There's really bad spots. Some areas. There's some lighter areas. As this area here, it's not quite as bad, but you move a little bit further, you know, that kind of area. This field is pretty flat, but regardless, it has its spots where, you know, dead plants, dead plant. Like there's a big spot there that's just dead. It's just crashing. It's not gonna do anything more. So we gotta dig it out. It's 75. It's probably right at that 77, maybe 78%, but it's ready enough to where we gotta dig it out. Our plan is today, want to dig out this 120 acres right here, and then we're gonna move over. We're gonna see if we can knock out another 60. I have no idea how much we'll get done today. It'll probably will be a late day. Most likely we're just gonna be doing long late days, booking it, getting it done. Yeah, like I said, full swing. It's gonna be hammer down from here on out, pretty much. And we're gonna do the Virginias first. All the Virginias are ready, and then from the sounds of it, the runners, they usually will take quite a bit longer than the Virginias, but it sounds like they're also ready, especially two fields. They're crashing also really bad. So I'm pretty sure once we're done with the Virginias, it'll be move on to the runners and keep going. It's no breaks from here on out. That's what it feels like. And something about it, I don't know, maybe it was the little bit of rain that we got towards the end of the season, but a lot of our fields actually look a little bit weedy. This spot that we're in right now, it looks fine, but you get further east to the short rows, yeah, there's lots of tumbleweeds over there. Not looking forward to it. They look small from a distance. I hope they actually are small. If they're small, then they don't really cause a lot of issues, and they kind of feed through pretty good, especially now that we upgraded the bars that we had right here. Used to we had different ones that went across the top, and it was a whole big mess. They never really worked as good. Felt like they just caused issues. But now we made them ourselves. We didn't buy them, but well, we bought one and we modeled it ourselves, and we built these new bars ourselves. Like there's a tumbleweed right there. You can watch it. It'll just go right up, and we're right there in the back by those finger bars. That's the only spot where it can clog if it's a big tumbleweed. Other than that, now they're actually feeding up and going out the back. Previously they would just roll and roll and roll on the chains, just making a big old mess. But It sucks. I don't know what we could have done differently. I feel like the seed wasn't as good this year. We got a skippy stand, and I feel like the chemical also didn't work as good this year. All of our residuals, I feel like they did not work as good this year as they did last year, because so many spots we got tiny pigweeds just coming. I mean, they're not going to cause a big issue, but they're there and they're annoying. We had done 2 residuals and a third, and a round of hoe hands that went over every field, got rid of every weed, and there's still weeds. So somehow they still came through. Somehow they still popped up through the peanuts. Sucks, but it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it now. We're digging them, but a little bit weedy. But peanuts are still looking good. So hopefully we just try to do better next year. Learn from this year. And actually, I don't know why the chemical, why it did not work. Maybe we should have just done a second round of hoe hands, spent the extra money, but then, variables, price of peanuts, you don't really want to spend too much money if it's not going to take away from your peanut yield. You don't want to spend too much money that we still get an income. So, farm talk, but regardless, we're going to dig it anyway. Doing one more round and the first layer will be done. Well, look who just stopped by. Sales rep out of Alabama came, said hello. Even gave me a little air freshener. I like it. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Yeah, the tumbleweeds here, they're actually not even that bad. I thought they'd be bigger. They feed over, actually, well, not nicely, but they actually do feed over. But making it work though. Yeah, here's a small patch of tumbleweeds. You don't like to see it. And fed over. Didn't get stuck in the back, so that's good. And starting on the next half. Already did 30 acres. You also did 30 acres, so 60 acres done. And it's taking a lot longer than what I expected. I thought for sure we'd be done with 60 acres like 2 hours ago. But I guess all the extra tumbleweeds, all the extra issues there kind of slowed things down just a little bit. But regardless, we're still making progress, and the goal is still to finish this field for sure, and possibly move on to the 60 acres right beside us. I don't know if we'll get that far, but now we're trying to go. Now everybody put it in second gear, so now we're gonna be making decently late days, and we're gonna try to go as long as we possibly can. And a breakdown. Yeah, that's me this time. I'll show you when I get to the pad, but that section right there. Yeah, oh, it can't even see me in the light. Anyways, I was looking back and just watching the peanuts fall over. All of a sudden there was a patch of grass that I didn't see, and all of it comes over the digger all at once, and it made that one chain hop over. And so now it's the chain didn't rip, only a few bars are slightly bent. It's all fixable. but the one chain hopped off of the sprocket, which that's the only thing that's gonna be a pain to fix or to make it hop back onto the sprocket. But we'll head over to the pad and we'll see what we can figure out. All right, I'm gonna need impact. And I gotta find my sockets. 9/16 and a wrench. That's the one. All right, let's get up here and let me show you guys real quick what we're dealing with. Got a nice little step right there. All right. So this side chain hopped off, and just these two bars right there seem to be bent. There's one back there. It looks slightly bent. I'm gonna take it off regardless and bend it back, but that's not my main concern for right now. I'm gonna take off this bar and that one, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can hop this chain back onto the sprocket somehow. If not, then I'm gonna need to take apart the chain and then re-put it on there. That's gonna be a whole other big mess. So start on taking bars off, go from there. Well, we took all the bars off, got the chain hooked back on, which now it looks like it wants to almost hop back off of there again. We ran it a little bit, but I think once we put the bars back on, then I think we might be golden. But I think I did lose a nut around here somewhere, so I'm gonna see if I can look for that. If not, I might potentially have one in my truck. All right, I think we got it. I feel like there's a lot more vibration in there than what there was previously. I know the bars are not in the greatest shape, but it's working again. It's not hopping. I know, really and truly, we should have put new chains on there this year. This is the third year we're gonna have these chains, but we're making use of them. Like, we also could use new bars. A lot of those bars are very warped, but it works. And I think we'll see if we can cover some more acres today. So 120 acres is done. We'll see if we can get another, at least another layer done, at least another like 10 or 20 more acres. We'll see. All the bugs. Oh, you can't see them. I need a flashlight. There's a buck right there. 100 feet that way. Oh no, you can't see it. What if I help open the window? Still can't see him. He's there though. It's a small one. He's maybe a 6 or an 8 pointer. That's the first time I've seen a buck out in this area. Well, 140 acres done for a day, and it's 2:30. So I think we're gonna call it for a day. Why is my camera not showing my face? It's just pure black. I need to probably adjust some stuff again. I thought I had it figured out. I thought I had it working good. If there's better lighting, it seems like the light needs to be, you know, in front of me maybe? I don't know. Anyways, for some reason I'm not even tired. I could go all night if I wanted to, but I know I do need some sleep. So to sleep I will go. Wake up tomorrow morning. I just barely noticed I got a bearing out on my digger. So tomorrow morning I gotta fix the bearing, and then we'll cover more acres. Didn't get as much done today as what I wanted to, but oh well, that's some days for you. But as for this video, as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.